So here is the shortcut to rapid affiliate marketing success, okay? Or maybe I should say a shortcut to rapid affiliate marketing success. And I say that because this might not necessarily be the only way to get results really quickly, right? But if you're gonna do affiliate marketing or digital marketing, use digital marketing to promote your own products, right? The shortcut, and this is if you're doing, using organic traffic, right? Because obviously the quickest way to get results, or at least to get sales, let's just put it that way, right? To generate revenue, which might not necessarily turn to profit, is going to be with paid advertising, right? But right now, we are not on that stage on this particular channel. Right now, we're more so focused on generating sales, whether it's sales as an affiliate or sales as a product owner through organic traffic generating methods. Okay. And at this particular point in time, right, if you are looking to, make sales with affiliate marketing, one of the things that, I would say one of the mistakes that I've seen, especially with a lot of beginners, right? One of the mistakes that I see a lot of beginners making is that they start out with so many, right? Trying to promote like four, five, six, seven, eight, nine different products at the same time on the same page. And I see this with so many different, especially in the digital product space, right? Digital product space, especially a lot of the affiliates that use Stand Store as an example, or Beacons, or all these platforms that these link in bio type of landing pages that present as storefronts, allowing you to put multiple products on that storefront, right? That is, that is like by far the most glaring thing that I see as a mistake that a lot of beginners make, right? Starting out, you want to have a little more focus, right? You want to have a little more focus because a confused buyer is not going to buy anything, right? But then if you direct buyers in one particular direction, right, or two or three at the most, right, then you have a much bigger chance of generating sales. Okay, so the shortcut, right, that I was talking about, the shortcut is to take all your efforts pointed and get them pointed towards ideally one product, right? Like whatever could be, I don't know if it's your flagship product or your main product that you present on the front, on the front end, right? And have a lot of your messaging direct towards that one particular product, or maybe two at the most, right? Two at the most. You might have, like, say, maybe one foundational product, right? Like your main offer, and then like a complementing other offer, right? So much so that everything you're talking about and is directed towards that particular product or those particular products, okay? And you want to have this going, let's just say you are on several different social media platforms. You want to have everything pointing, basically all the problems that particular product solves, right? You want to be producing content around those problems, like topics that are related to those problems or that niche, okay? And in essence, this is in a way, it's kind of like micro niching down, all right? You've got your broad, like, so starting out, right? Let's say you're covering a particular topic. Let's say you're even using YouTube, for instance, right? If you're using YouTube as a channel, as an affiliate marketing channel for a particular product, right, or as a digital marketing platform for, again, whatever product, as an affiliate or your own product, right? You essentially want to, there's obviously a niche, right, in which your product falls under, right? And you want to create so much content, right? It's you're really gonna niche down, and it's gonna come to the point where it almost seems like monotonous, where you're repeating yourself over and over in a lot of your videos. And that was one of the things that I used to think would be an issue or a problem. But people who are a lot smarter than me, or who have gone ahead of me, successfully having achieved the sort of things that I want to achieve, have actually mentioned, like once you're starting out, especially since, if especially if it's the broader you go, if it's a competitive space, right, competitive niche, the harder it is for you, the harder it is going to be for you to gain traction and get some kind of reach, right? So the solution is to really, really micro niche down, right? And get to the point where you're producing so much content in that micro niche where there's not as much competition, right? And giving yourself the chance to dominate in that space, right? And then the platform starts recognizing, this, I'm talking about YouTube here. YouTube starts recognizing you as a dominant force in that particular niche, right? Where people start, if the people are looking for stuff, if it, search, for example, you want to be all over different search terms for that particular for that particular niche, right? Such that you're always showing up. Obviously, you want to try to show up in suggested videos and all that, and all that type of stuff as well. But you want to become, so to speak, as an authority in that small time. You want to be the big fish in a small pond, in essence, right? So just to give this a little more context, as an example, right? As an example, if you want to go into, say, let's just say making money online, right? Making money online, that is an extremely broad, or let's just say wealth as a whole, right? Just the wealth niche, right? And you just want to you want to be a force in the wealth niche per se, right? And you're just covering all broad, different topics all over the place, but still all in the wealth niche, right? Well, you're going to be competing with some really heavy hitters, right? So, like, I'm not even going to try to start naming names because the list is endless, right? But then if you look at wealth as a whole, and then you bring that down now to, say, making money online, because with wealth, you can be looking at real estate, you could be looking at finance, you can be looking at making money online, you can be looking at building a business, right? The restaurant business, the trucking business, right? All kinds of businesses. It's ridiculous, okay? So then from that standpoint, now you can bring it down from, say, overall wealth. Now you can bring it down to, say, finance. Okay. Now that is a pretty competitive niche as it is on its own, right? Well, that's not the direction I want to go. So finance is one. Let's just say you bring it down, and there's somewhere I'm going with this, right? And you'll see what I mean. From wealth, you bring it down now to, say, making money online. Okay, now making money online, that is, okay, that's a niche in itself, pretty competitive. Okay, but then within the space of making money online, you can bring it down to, you can slim it down. There's so many different ways to make money online. You can bring it, can be drop shipping, right? It could be affiliate marketing, right? It could be social media marketing agencies, right? Even though, like, yeah, it's still, it's still making money online, right? Because you're doing it online, even though you're providing it as a service to other people. There's that, right? There is, there's, and even and then you bring it down, even there's even Amazon affiliate marketing. That's kind of like its own niche as well. ClickBank, right? So now we're getting slimmer and slimmer and slimmer, right? Digital marketing, that's pretty broad on its own as it is, right? That's actually pretty broad. And so let's say we're at that level, and then you want to bring it down to another level. Let's just say now we've gone down the route of wealth, making money online, and then now we've come down to digital marketing. Okay, digital marketing is pretty broad in itself, right? There are several different ways to do digital marketing, right? You can do digital marketing using social media platforms. like say you're using Facebook, you're using YouTube, you're using Snapchat, you're using Pinterest, right? Those now you're niching down even further, so you can create digital marketing content around, as opposed to being really, really broad. You can niche down and bring it down to say one specific platform, right? So now your thing could be you're the YouTube guru, like you're doing digital marketing with YouTube, right? So obviously you're going to be producing content showing people how to do digital marketing using YouTube to promote whatever they want to promote, right? But that's going to be your niche right there, okay? Right? And then even further down from that, right, other than, let's just say, YouTube as a whole, right, you can do digital marketing organically on YouTube, or you can do it with paid ads, right? You can do paid YouTube ads. So you can niche it down even further. So you can be the guy that teaches how to do digital marketing using YouTube, but you're only using organic. Or you can be the one that produces content on how to do it with paid ads. Now, it might seem like it's really small and it's really tiny of a space, but you will be surprised that it is so niche and so specific. Let's just say you go like the paid ads route. There is, so believe it or not, there is so much content that you can produce when it comes to doing paid ads on YouTube. Okay, paid ads on YouTube, because there's like, it's incredibly technical, from the budgeting to targeting and retargeting and all that type of stuff. And that is a very sophisticated, like really targeted niche, like micro niche, right? And when it comes to YouTube, there's when it comes to YouTube, there's several different ways to do paid ads on YouTube, right? Like whether you're doing in-stream ads, for example, right? Or if you're doing just like using I think I even see sometimes there's like display ads that show up there on YouTube. But anyway, but I'm getting into the weeds now, but you get the point that I'm trying to make, okay? So if you want that shortcut, right, to getting that sale, to getting those affiliate marketing sales or digital marketing sales as quickly as possible, like, product sales, right, whatever it is you're promoting, is to really, 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 really niche down, okay? And then start gaining some traction that way. You start gaining a following, right? And then once you've got your footing and you've started to gain some authority, and then now you can start to expand your reach, right? Because now you have the backing of the little, you were the big fish in the small pond, and then now you can start to expand your reach, right? You can start going out again, like growing out. But the mistake that people tend to make, and I've done this before several times, shoot, I might even be doing it now to a certain extent, right? Is that we come in too broad right from the start, right? We come in too broad, and then we struggle to compete, right? We struggle to compete. Whereas because even now, if for those of you who have been watching, my content, my videos for a while, you'll see like the rate, the slow pace at which I'm moving, right? And that could be a factor of so many different things. There could be so many different things that are slowing me down, that I'm not doing correctly, or the quality of my videos are not as great, whatever the case may be, right? One of the things that I could be doing, right, which then again I might end up cutting out a lot of people who might not necessarily be interested, and this is something that has crossed my mind, which is the reason why I'm making this video, is I'm thinking about maybe having to like really, 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 really niche down to say, for instance, what I've been talking about lately is maybe, which is threads, for instance, okay? Threads, and I talk about YouTube as well, but obviously I do YouTube, so that's going to be something that I have, that I talk about, when it comes to marketing on YouTube, or YouTube performance, growth on YouTube, and all that type of stuff. That could be something that I just sprinkle in here and there, right, in my effort to start expanding. But if I come right down now to, like, say, threads, for instance, where I see a little bit of an opportunity there, because I don't see as much There's not that as much content out there, right? Granted, it's not the topic with the biggest breadth of content avail, that you can really talk about. But that could be a space that, like I could, start on the ground floor trying to dominate in that little micro niche and try to, dominate all the search terms for that particular topic threads, right? And then all of a sudden, anything threads related, I might be the person that shows up all the time. And then I start gaining traction that way. And then I slowly start to expand from threads. I start moving up and going towards Instagram, right? Instagram being threads' bigger brother, right? And then I start moving slowly, and then, you get the picture, right? You saw us come from top down, from the top coming down. Now I'm talking about from the bottom going up, right? So you want to go bottom up, right? If you want to like dominate, that's the shortcut to, that's the what the approach you want to use when looking to generate that first, those first, first affiliate marketing sales or first digital marketing sales, right? You want to really, really niche down onto whatever topic or problem that your product solves. Take it from there, present your product as the solution, start generating sales that way, and then start getting broader and broader. And then you can start expanding into other topics and stuff like that. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. I might have butchered the explanation somewhat, but I'd like to think that that I explained it enough to make some degree of sense. If that did not make any sense whatsoever, please let me know in the comment section below. And I'll always take the feedback and try to adjust and improve from there. And that's it for the time being. Speaking of micro niching down, I've been talking about threads quite a bit, right? One of the great places to drive lots of traffic right now is like the simpler places to drive traffic to promote whatever you want to promote. I'm seeing people making a ton out there, right? Is driving free organic traffic on threads, okay? And I have a course. First link in the description below this video. It's not my course, it's the course that I took, right? I'm an affiliate for the course, full transparency, right? Because I took it. It was good to me, right? It works, and so I'm recommending it, right? But that's going to be that first link in the description below this video. It will teach you how to get going with growing a threads account and making money on it, right? And then to promote whatever you want. All right. Thank you ever so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, put them down there put them down below as usual, and I will catch you in my next video. Ciao.